Messi officially has failed to go to the playoffs. Inter Miami haven't gotten to the playoffs. Without Messi, Inter Miami have 7 games, only 1 win. So they're highly reliant on Lionel Messi, and we won't be seeing Lionel Messi play football until February. February. But we could see a loan deal. We could see a loan deal, Breton, because in 2012, Thierry went to Arsenal for 2 months because he could have those 2 months to play for Arsenal and make something happen. Can we make something happen at Barca?
Well, listen, David Beckham once did it, and he also tore his ACL or his Achilles. So I'm gonna not that Lionel Messi it listens to me, but I really hope that a loan move does not happen.
No,
I really do. Now, that doesn't mean that there shouldn't be some sort of a sending off, some sort of a commemoration, some sort of a milestone match between Barcelona and Inter Miami that, you just get that final closure, right, for Barcelona fans. I really don't think he should return because I do believe this was not Lionel Messi's fault. The fact that he is injured is not necessarily Lionel Messi's fault. The fact that Inter Miami was already in a relatively insurmountable hole to begin with was not Lionel Messi's fault, nor is it Tata Martino's, right? But you made a very good point, is that they relied too much on him. And I don't think it'll be that way if Lionel Messi is healthy at the beginning of next season, which is generally end of February, heading into a Copa America that's going to be historic. It's going to be held in the U.S. It's going to be pretty amazing to watch, and I'm sure it's going to be one he wants to win as well. But this Inter Miami team will be better built to not rely as much on Lionel Messi, hopefully for his sake, moving forward, to not rely on Sergio Busquets turning back time and, acting like he's 28 years old, which he was able to do for, 10 games before you started to see he was a little bit human, to have hopefully Jordi Alba for a whole entire season. So they need to build this roster better to accommodate that. And I just think that if you send him on loan to Barcelona, which I agree is a potential reality, you run the risk. You just run the risk of hurting the man.
But it's
hurting
beautiful.
the man.
But it's beautiful. If Lionel Messi comes back to Barcelona on loan, it will be beautiful. It will be the sending off and the homecoming of a legend. And I think he would be seen and respectively seen as one of the best players in the world too right now. And I think I would give a lot of value to the MLS saying, we're giving you on loan one of the best players in the world still. That's what we have.
And then you get an injured. Then you get an injured player for the majority of it happened. It happened with Beckham, and he wasn't even sent on loan to United. He was sent on loan to, what was it, Milan, I believe.
He was at PSG.
Yeah, and then PSG.
But that documentary, I fully recommend people go watch the David Beckham documentary on Netflix. Is
good stuff.
Quite good moments are being shared, especially with Victoria Beckham, like the 75,000. Do you know what I'm talking about? The
I know what you're talking about. It's definitely worth a watch.
But definitely in terms of mental health, it's very strongly guided to say and to show people that mental health is very important in football, and a player like David Beckham, he could have been one of the top of the mountain, but you can be anywhere and you can suffer from mental health. So them showing that is great because it spreads awareness. And it
does.
It
does. Well,
it's good stuff.
And this is for a guy that if you watch, the first thing you realize and the first thing he actually says about himself in the documentary is he's like, I don't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. My friend was essentially a football. And even his parents were like, all he wanted to do was go back and work. And he was which probably contributes to it, because when you have lows elsewhere, they feel like really, really, really low lows, right? It was just amazing to kind of see that side from him. And I don't think David Beckham ever scored a bad goal. I mean, every goal they show in this flipping documentary, I get that they can pick and choose, but every goal that they scored is something that I couldn't even dream about doing once. There's no tap-ins with David Beckham. But anyway,
of the form he has. He has a great form, and the way he kicks the ball,
beautiful.
It is quite exquisite, and it's quite unique, and that's what makes David Beckham, and bended like David Beckham, something so unique and special. It's bended
Well, I
like
hope.
Messi, but bended like Beckham does exist too.
Yeah. Well, I hope Beckham is in the ear of Lionel Messi saying, I know that you might want to go on loan and continue playing, but please don't. Please don't. But
Well,
Beckham. If it was any other owner than Beckham, they'd probably be like, "Hey, yeah, give us $10 million and you can go do it." But when
so
it comes down to it, I think he absolutely deserves what he is bare minimum going to get, which is closure for Barcelona fans, having a sending off, a massive. Hopefully, they pack a stadium. And this is the sucky thing.
it's not a
Spotify
Camp
Camp Nou
now.
or Camp Nou is not even an option
Yeah.
for this. So it's like, where do you have this that's big enough? Because you don't want to have it on Montjuic. You don't want to have it, I don't know. I mean, you don't want to have it. You certainly don't want to have it in Madrid. So where where
Yes,
do you
true.
have it for Lionel Messi? And it could wind up being in Miami, which
That's
I don't.
true.
It's not the
But
same. So wait,
but
patience. Get it done.
but
But
with
yeah.
Messi out of the playoffs, who is favorites though? Who is the favorite to win the MLS playoffs right now?
Yeah. So there's something called the Supporter Shield, which everybody else knows as the winner. It's the top record at the end of regular season. Because we're Americans, we love playoffs. Let's continue the season, right? But FC Cincinnati has got to be one. They've been the best by far all season. And what makes them more special is that they were only a couple seasons ago the worst in the league. So they have gone from the worst to the first. And they now have to do it. They've won the Supporter Shield, which is the best record in the whole regular season. Nobody can catch them. And now they will head into the playoffs as the number one seed. I think they are the best team out there. And they're possibly one of the best coached as well. They've got Brandon Vazquez and Aaron Bupenza, and they've got Luciano Acosta in midfield, another Argentine player that is just really fun because he's also a small dude, and just whatever, he tears defenses apart. So I'm going to say FC Cincinnati, although there are always, as we see in a lot of American sports, there are always teams that run everybody through the ringer throughout the whole regular season, and then they fade in the playoffs, and it's always the hottest team out there heading into the playoffs. And I'm going to throw one out there. I'm going to say Hector Herrera and Houston Dynamo have all the momentum in the world. And I think people need to watch out for the Houston Dynamo because they are very good. And Hector Herrera, if Lionel Messi was not in this particular season, Hector Herrera would be seen as one of the best players in Major League Soccer, if not the best player in Major League Soccer. And again, it pains me to say this about a Mexican player, but he has been nothing but amazing since joining Houston. So there it is. Cincinnati first, Houston second is what I'm going with.
Ooh, so let us know down below your choices, okay? Who is the favorite to win the MLS in your point of view? Comment down below, and don't forget to like this video.